Alright, we're going to try out this smoker, this Pit Boss. Got some ribs here. I got Manager Special. $2.69 a pound. You can get them cheaper at Aldi's. I think it's like $1.99 a pound, but I don't believe they're open today. So we got these. They're already cut. So I got a nice little dry rub. And we're at 215 degrees. And we're making smoke. We're going to put those in. I have to set you down though. Alright, so I opened this top vent. I was inside taking a little nap for an hour and a half or so, and I came out and this thing was running around 200. That's 6 o'clock. 200. I had it set at 225 degrees, but it was way above that. It was like 300. And what had happened is I didn't fill up this water pan with water, because I never used to with my old one. So I got this big water pan here, and I didn't fill it up. Those are looking pretty good. They're at 190 degrees, so they're almost done. The problem was I didn't fill that water pan, so the temperature, that grease was causing a whole lot of smoke, and the temperature was coming up. So I guess that water pan needs to be filled. I'm assuming. I got to read the manual. I think I might have seen that somewhere where that needs to happen. And now the temperature seems to be running where it needs to. So I guess that water pan, it doesn't need to be filled up in the beginning, but once the food starts cooking and starts dripping, then you wind up potentially getting a little grease fire or some extra heat burning off of that, and then you wind up overcooking your food, is my guess. So that's one thing I've noticed with this, but boy, it produces a ton of smoke. I can't believe how much smoke this thing is producing. And if I take a look here at the back where the chips are, I mean, it's gone down some, but I still, not much. Not much. I mean, a 40-pound bag of chips, you can really smoke a long time. So the ribs, I got a probe in one of the ribs. Probe's at 190. So I've slowed this thing down. It's now at 195 degrees. So just keep that in mind. I think you got to have water in that pan. So we're going to let those go to about 190, 192, 195, and then we'll cut into them and see if they're ready. So here's the final product. We went up to about 192 degrees. They got that kind of wobble, and so I cut one here. They're delicious. They're absolutely delicious. But I wanted to show you the smoke ring that I was not getting on my other smoker. You can see that red smoke ring, and they're fantastic. We're going to let these rest and let them reabsorb the juices on the surface. I'm going to cover them up with some tin foil and then show you something real quick. So I lowered this to smoke. It's on the smoke setting. That's what you're supposed to do. Let it run and it'll burn off some of the stuff. But what I want to show you is at the bottom, one, you gotta have water in that. And I do have water in there. But you can see all that ash, and what can happen is in the pot, which you can see right in there, you can see some embers blowing out. There's a fan, and you can see that that flame in there. You want to make sure that you don't get this buildup of this ash, because that is what. Hang on. You want to make sure that you don't get that buildup of ash inside that smoke fire chamber, where the auger is, because if you do, this stuff with any water or drippings will turn to like a concrete. So that has to be all cleaned out after every use. But other than that, I'll have to say that the ribs taste really good, and they look really good, and they have that smoke ring that you really want. Key is, it's a new thing, so you got to learn how it works, and it's going to take more than just one thing of ribs once in a while. You got to learn what temperature you cook things at, and you know, just like this old smoker here, I had to learn how that thing worked, and that was an element like from an oven that after time wears out, so you have to turn it up higher in order to maintain or get the same settings, heat settings. Here you don't have to do that because you're dealing with a flame. But I think all in all, so far so good. So we'll keep posting updates on this. I want to thank everybody for watching. Please click that like button, and if you like these types of videos, please click the subscribe button. We'll see everybody in the next one.